approaching the Charlo and Canelo. If we can get a full analysis or breakdown from you, how is Charlo able to win? Like, does he have to fight like a Bivol in order to beat Canelo, or if he does something different, goes to the body, he can find success there?
Well, I did hear Charlo's trainer. I believe it was Charlo's trainer saying that he has to go to the body. I truly feel that, yeah, that can be a something that he can take advantage of. Charlo, absolutely. But look, any style that you give Canelo that is similar to a Bivol, he's going to have trouble with. Anyone who stays on their toes, anyone who flicks a jab in front of his face, anybody who knows how to keep the distance, just like Bivol did, Canelo will have trouble. That's the bottom line, because, again, he walks on quicksand. That's just what his style is. I mean, it's worked for him all these years, and he's become accustomed to knocking his opponents out, walking them down with a lot of power. But anyone who tries to box him and have that same similar style as Bivol, he's going to have trouble with.
Do you see Charlo being able to do that? Does he have the gas tank to be able to do that?
I don't know, because Canelo puts a lot of pressure. He puts a lot of pressure. He can take advantage of it, Charlo, if he knows how to use his distance. And the distance you get with your feet, the distance you obviously utilize with your jab, you keep your distance. But if you know how to combine the footwork with your jab or your right hand or your combinations, then it's a perfect combination to win the fight against Canelo.
Does he win? Canelo, in your opinion, this will be the last one for you, Oscar. But
yeah, I think he should. Yeah, he should. I mean, and it's like I said, look, a good little man will never beat a good big man. It never.
Like Manny like beat a lot of guys, and he was a smaller guy. Like, it seems if you have the speed advantage, you can beat a big guy. No.
But I mean, take a look at who did he beat? I mean, who did he beat? Margarito. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole different.
Cotto.
Charlo's elite. Yeah. Canelo's elite. And I'm just saying that in the history of elite fighters, it just doesn't happen. In their prime, in their, when they're, I'm not talking about, okay, me against Pacquiao, I was over the hill, obviously, but it's just the name of the game. That's just the way it is. A good big man will always beat a small a good man. So it's just the way boxing is.
Virgil, is there any movement there, or are you guys still kind of planning for later this year for his return, either at 54 or 60?
Sure, 54, 60, whatever weight division his father and Virgil feel, they feel that they're strong and ready to go. We're still nailing down the date for December. That's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. Early December, and get him that win, so he can feel good, so he can get his mind right, so he can just get back on top and get back on track. Hey, health is you have to take care of yourself, and you have to put that first. So we've done the necessary steps, taken the necessary steps to make sure that he's 100% come December.
Was the issue just he overtrained? Was it the weight cut that flared up the rhabdo condition? Like, what exactly caused him to, for whatever happened during that week for Stanionis?
I really don't know. He's not. I'm not a doctor, and I don't really. I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he's a hard worker. All I know is that he is a gym rat, the way we call it. We've been calling fighters like that who are dedicated, who are disciplined, who just keep working so hard. They're gym rats, and and that's what it takes to become a world champion. That's what it takes to become the best. So I don't know exactly what happened, but look, we're moving forward. He's gonna fight in a different weight division, and he'll be back on top of the world, sooner than later.
The belts, I think, might scatter or or they might kind of be easier to get at 54 with Jermell fighting Canelo, and we don't know if he's going to move up in weight. Tim and Brian Mendoza are fighting for a title at 154 as well. 160, you have, Janabek and another champion. So there's a lot of options there for Virgil that would make interesting fights. I think fans would be thinking he might be a little small. Will he have to put on size if he moves up in those weight classes?
He's if you haven't seen Virgil in person, he's a big kid. He's a big kid. He can easily carry the weight. It's going to be no problem. Plus, he has punching power like no other fighter in that weight division. So 154, 160 is going to be no problem. Look, we're looking forward to the opportunities against Crawford, against Spence, against I hate naming PBC fighters because Al Heyman has them all protected, but yeah, the likes of Crawford, you want to go after those top guys, and Virgil's going to be waiting in line, waiting to get that opportunity to become world champion.
Munguia, I know there's been a lot of criticism about the opponents that he's faced. He faced Derevyanchenko. What's the plan for him? I spoke to John Ryder. He wants that fight. I think stylistically that's a good fight, but who are you seeing for Munguia coming up?
I love that fight. I love that fight with Ryder. It's a great fight. Look, Ryder gave Canelo all he can handle. I mean, he went 12 rounds with him. He hit him. He busted him up. I think Ryder would be a perfect opponent, a perfect name for Jaime Munguia. It'll be a difficult, tough fight, but imagine if Jaime Munguia can knock him out. Something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So there's some opportunities out there for Jaime in his next fight. We're looking at November or December, or most likely November, to bring him back. But I do have to say that it has been difficult to find him opponents. It has been difficult because either they're fighting his opponents, either they're not ready, either the date is too soon or too late. There's always something, but hopefully we can nail something down. We have a couple of names other than Ryder, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to want to fight Jaime Munguia, because look, listen, we want to fast track him. We want to just fight him for the world title already. He's ready. He's there. He's on a mission, and that mission is to become world champion and hopefully one day fight Canelo.
Another Fiestas Patrias inspired fight where the main event, William Cepeda, in an interesting division at lightweight, given that Devin's the undisputed champion, but he is moving up in weight to face Regis Prograis later this year. How do you want to navigate Cepeda if he is able to get past Hesta, who's he's a crafty veteran. He will test you and show you where you're at, I guess, skill-wise.
Well, look, 135. That division is red hot right now. Obviously, you have the top dog there, who is Haney, who is possibly moving up to 140. So we'll have to see what happens and what the organizations want to do, the WBA, WBC, IBF, all that. So we'll have to figure that out after this fight. But Hesta is one of those young veterans, right, who have been in the sports for so long. He keeps winning. He just came off a great win with Jojo Diaz. But he's a young, I keep saying young veteran because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he takes care of his body. He's always in the gym. So he's not an old, I'm not sure how old he is, but he's not old.
Like body-wise, he hasn't taken a lot of
like there's fighters who are young but they're old, because they've taken so much toll on their body. He's a young fighter who is out for blood, and Mexico, Philippines, September 16th. It's gonna be a great test, a tough fight. But I think William Cepeda is out here to make a statement. Look, Hesta throws punches and bunches. He's aggressive. William is just a relentless machine. So I think we're gonna get one of those classic fights come Saturday.
Yeah, certainly he's not like I want to say he's not the favorite, but he can win. It's a very winnable fight for him as well, for Hesta. Also on the card is Yokasta Valle defending her titles, but the talk's been a fight with her and Sinisa. It's been going back and forth between them. Can we see that, given that she's on a different network now, a different promoter? Is it possible we see that at all?
It's very possible. Look, let me give you the circumstances here. So she's with Cenisa's with Top Rank, okay, and Yoka's with Golden Boy. I have no problem working with Top Rank. I've worked with Bob Arum for so many years, and I love the guy, and we know how to put fights together that are worthwhile. The only issue is that Cenisa doesn't sell. Cenisa doesn't really attract. That's going to be a big problem. So who is going to get the lion's share is a big issue. Would she want to go to Costa Rica where Yoka can sell out arenas? Literally, she's a superstar in Costa Rica, which is a beautiful country out there. And so I strongly feel that if the negotiations go well, where Yoka is the A side, the champion, then I have no problem making that fight, as long as it's in Costa Rica.
Has to, so it can't be here in the U.S.
Well, it's a fight that I would rather make that fight a main event fight in Costa Rica, where you have 25,000 people, instead of putting it on an undercard. And where nobody is basically going to pay attention to. So I would rather do that and create a mega event for women's boxing in Costa Rica.